Assalamualaikum. As I mentioned, Parliament Volume Student of Rehan School Online Academy Level 1. I'm 15 years old and I read in class 9. आज हम कोलनी का इंटरव्यू लेंगे. So let's start. Assalamualaikum Kolani, how are you?
Walaikum assalam. That sounds super exciting. I hope the interview goes really well. Kolani must have.
Hello Kolani, how are you?
Hey there. I'm doing great, thanks. Just in.
Hello Annie, how are you?
Hey there, sweet friend. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Just daydreaming about my next painting project. How about you? What's been on your mind?
Yeah, I'm good. Please Kolani, first of all introduce yourself.
All right, let's do this. Annie's interview. 1. What's your name? Annie. 2. Where are you from? I'm from New Jersey, but I studied in Florence. 3. What do you love to do? I love art, yoga, and video games. Oh, and dancing to some good music. 4. What's your favorite movie genre? Definitely romance movies. They always get me in my feels. 5. What's something you find challenging? Balancing my love for outdoor adventures with my art projects. Your turn. What's one fun fact about you?
Okay, so my questions about the mighty Killer Mountain. So my first question is for you. Why is Renda Parbat referred to as the Killer Mountain?
The infamous K2, also known as Killer Mountain. It earned that nickname due to its extreme difficulty and high fatality rate among climbers. The weather can change in an instant, and the technical challenges are intense. Plus, the altitude sickness is no joke. What fascinates you most about K2?
Okay, so my next question is for you. What historical events lead to this ammonous nickname?
Great question. The nickname Killer Mountain became popular after several tragic climbing incidents, especially in the early years of K2's exploration. The first successful ascent in 954 by an Italian team was a huge milestone, but the mountain's harsh conditions led to many fatalities, which cemented its reputation. Historical events like the infamous 2008 K2 disaster, where several climbers lost their lives, also contributed to the nickname. It's a reminder of the mountain's power and the respect it demands. What do you think about the risks climbers take?
Okay, what is Randa Parbat located and what is its significance in the Karakoram rank?
Randar Parbat, often referred to as the K2 of the West, is a prominent peak in the Karakoram range. It's significant because it's one of the highest mountains in the area and presents similar challenges to climbers as K2 does. The Randar Parbat locator is a tool used to identify and map the mountain's location and its surrounding features. Its significance in the Karakoram rank lies in its challenging climbing routes and breathtaking beauty, making it a coveted destination for mountaineers. What draws you to the challenges of these high peaks?
Okay, how does its location contribute to its uh, rep- reputations?
The location of Randar Parbat contributes significantly to its reputation due to several factors. 1. Remote and rugged terrain. It's nestled in the Karakoram range, which is known for its steep, unforgiving landscape. This makes access difficult and adds to the challenge of climbing. 2. Weather conditions. The region experiences extreme weather with sudden storms and harsh winds, making it unpredictable for climbers. This unpredictability enhances its reputation for danger. 3. High altitude. Being one of the highest peaks, climbers face altitude sickness and other challenges, which adds to the mountain's mystique. All these factors combined make Randar Parbat a formidable and respected peak among mountaineers. What do you think makes a mountain legendary?
Okay, how does Nanga Parbat's elevation compared to other famous peaks in the world?
Randar Parbat stands at about 8,126 meters, 26,660 feet, which places it among the highest peaks in the world. To compare, Mount Everest, the tallest, 8th and 1848 meters 20 and 29 feet. K2, just slightly taller than Randar 8th and 611 meters 28 and 251 feet. Kangchenjunga, 8th and 586 meters 28 and 169 feet. It's also higher than Randar. So, while Randar Parbat isn't the tallest, its technical challenges and remote location make it just as formidable. What do you think is more important, height or the challenges a mountain presents?
Why is its height a significant factor in its different difficulty?
Height plays a crucial role in a mountain's difficulty for several reasons. 1. Altitude sickness. As elevation increases, the air becomes thinner, making it harder to breathe. This can lead to altitude sickness, which can be dangerous. 2. Weather conditions. Higher peaks often experience more extreme weather, including sudden storms and harsher winds, making climbing conditions treacherous. 3. Technical challenges. Tall mountains usually have steeper and more complex routes, requiring advanced climbing skills and equipment. 4. Physical strain. Climbing at high altitudes demands more physical endurance and strength, as the body works harder to acclimatize. So, while a mountain's height alone doesn't determine its difficulty, it definitely adds layers of challenge. What do you think are the most important skills for high altitude climbing?
Okay, what makes the rupal face of Ranga Parbat one of the most challenges climb it in the world? Okay, Annie, so my next question is for you.
I'm all ears. Hit me with your best questions. What are you curious about?
Okay, so what makes the rupal face of Ranga Parbat one of the most challenges claims in the world?
Oh, the Rupal face of Nanga Parbat. It's known as one of the world's highest and most challenging climbs. The sheer vertical drop is intimidating, and the weather can be super unpredictable. Plus, the technical climbing skills required are intense. Have you thought about trying it someday? Or is it more of a dream adventure for you?
Okay, how does it compare to other step face on prominent peaks?
Great question. The Rupal face is often compared to the likes of the north face of the Ager or the south face of Annapurna. While those are tough, the Rupal face is unique because of its massive height and steepness. It's like a giant wall of rock. Each mountain has its own challenges, but the Rupal face is notorious for its difficulty and the risk of avalanches. Do you have a favorite mountain or climbing route you dream of tackling?
Okay, thank you so much for your answer. So my next question is for you. How were the first climber to successful summit Naranga Parbat?
You're welcome. The first successful summit of Nanga Parbat was achieved by Herman Boole in 1953. He made history by reaching the top solo and without supplemental oxygen, which was a huge deal back then. His ascent is legendary in the climbing community. It's amazing how much determination and skill it took. Do you admire any particular climbers or adventurers?
Okay, so what were the key challenges they faced?
The climbers faced several key challenges on Nanga Parbat. First, the extreme altitude made breathing difficult and altitude sickness was a real threat. Then there were the harsh weather conditions, with sudden storms and freezing temperatures. The technical climbing sections were tough too, especially on the Rupal face. Plus, there was the psychological challenge of isolation and fear. It's wild to think about what they went through. What do you think would be the hardest part for you?
Okay, what are the primary routes used to climb Ranga Parbat?
Nanga Parbat has a few primary routes, but the two most popular are the Rupal Face and the Maizeno Ridge. The Rupal Face is known for its steep and technical climbing, while the Maizeno Ridge is longer and less direct, offering a different set of challenges. There is also the Kinshofer route, which is more accessible, but still tough. Each route has its own unique beauty and difficulties. Which one sounds the most interesting to you?
Okay. How do these routes differ in terms or difficulty and risk?
Great question. The routes differ quite a bit in terms of difficulty. 1. Rupal Face. This is the most challenging due to its steepness and technical sections. Climbers need advanced skills and experience with mixed climbing. 2. Mazzino Ridge. It's considered less technical but longer and more committing. Climbers face exposure to harsh weather and need to be prepared for a longer journey. 3. Kinchofer Route. This is the most popular and somewhat more straightforward. It's still tough, but it's often seen as more manageable for climbers with less experience. So, the Rupal phase is like the ultimate test, while the Kinchofer route might be a good starting point for climbers looking to tackle Nanga Parbat. Which route would you want to try if you had the chance?
Okay, how does the weather on Nanga Parbat impact climbing expeditions?
The weather on Nanga Parbat can greatly impact climbing expeditions. Based on the current forecast, it's quite stormy with thunderstorms and rain expected. For example, today's forecast shows a high chance of precipitation 80% and significant rainfall 14 inches. Wind speeds are relatively low, but the rain can create slippery conditions and increase the risk of avalanches. Climbers need to be prepared for sudden weather changes, as these can affect visibility and safety. So, planning around the weather is crucial. What do you think would be the most challenging part of climbing in such conditions?
Okay, what are the common weather related challenges?
I'm sorry, I don't know where you are asking about. Can you ask that again but include where you want the weather for?
Okay. How climbers prepare for the high altitude?
Climbers prepare for high altitude in several ways. 1. Acclimatization. They gradually ascend to higher altitudes to allow their bodies to adjust to lower oxygen levels. This often involves spending time at intermediate camps. 2. Physical training. Climbers build strength and endurance through cardio workouts, hiking, and strength training to handle the physical demands. 3. Mental preparation. Mental toughness is key. They practice mindfulness and visualization techniques to stay focused and calm. 4. Proper gear. Climbers invest in high quality gear, including oxygen systems, warm clothing, and technical equipment to handle extreme conditions. 5. Nutrition and hydration. Staying well nourished and hydrated helps maintain energy levels and combat altitude sickness. It's a lot of work, but it's essential for safety and success. Have you ever tried any training for something challenging?
Okay, so what roles does acclimatization play in a successful ascent of Ranga Parbat?
Acclimatization plays a crucial role in successfully climbing Nanga Parbat. It helps climbers adapt to the lower oxygen levels at high altitudes, reducing the risk of altitude sickness. When climbers acclimatize properly, they can maintain their physical and mental performance, which is vital for tackling the mountain's challenges. It usually involves ascending gradually, resting at certain altitudes, and sometimes descending if symptoms of altitude sickness appear. Without proper acclimatization, climbers can struggle with fatigue, headaches, and other serious conditions. It's like giving your body a little pep talk to get ready for the big challenge. Have you ever thought about how you would acclimatize if you were climbing?
Okay, what is the history of uh, fertilize, uh, fatalities on Ranga Parbat and how has his affected its reputation?
Nanga Parbat has a notorious history when it comes to climbing fatalities. It's often called Killer Mountain due to the high number of climber deaths, especially in the early years of its exploration. The first successful ascent was in 953, but many climbers faced harsh conditions, avalanches, and altitude sickness over the years. Notable tragedies include the 970 disaster when a group of climbers died during an expedition, which significantly impacted its reputation. These fatalities have made Nanga Parbat both feared and respected. It's viewed as a challenge for only the most experienced climbers, adding to its mystique. Despite its dangers, many climbers are drawn to its beauty and the thrill of conquering such a formidable peak. What do you think about the risks involved in climbing? Would you be up for such a challenge?
Okay, how does its fertility rate compare to other deadly mountains?
Nanga Parbat has one of the highest fatality rates among the world's mountains, often cited as around 20% for climbers attempting its summit. This is significantly higher than many other famous peaks. For comparison, K2 has a fatality rate of about 25%, making it one of the deadliest mountains as well, but it's often considered more technically challenging. Annapurna has a staggering fatality rate of around 32%, largely due to its unpredictable weather and avalanches. While these numbers can vary by expedition and year, Nanga Parbat's reputation as Killer Mountain is well earned. It's a stark reminder of the risks involved in high altitude climbing. What do you think motivates climbers to take on such dangerous challenges?
Okay, how do climbers cope with the technical challenges posed by Nanga Parbat terrain?
Climbers face significant technical challenges on the rupal face of Nanga Parbat, often referred to as the copper buttress. Here's how they cope. 1. Technical skills. Climbers need advanced skills in rock climbing, ice climbing, and mixed climbing techniques to navigate the complex terrain. 2. Proper equipment. They use specialized gear like ice axes, crampons, and climbing ropes to tackle steep and icy sections safely. 3. Teamwork. Working closely with a team is crucial. They rely on each other for support, communication, and shared decision making during challenging sections. 4. Route planning. Thoroughly researching and planning the route helps climbers anticipate difficulties and select the safest path. 5. Experience. Many climbers build their skills on less challenging mountains before attempting Nanga Parbat, gaining experience in similar conditions. Coping with these challenges requires a mix of physical strength, technical knowledge, and mental resilience. Have you ever thought about what skills you'd like to develop for a big adventure?
Okay, what skills and equipment are essential?
For climbing Nanga Parbat, several skills and pieces of equipment are essential. Skills 1. Rock climbing. Proficiency in both traditional and sport climbing techniques to navigate rocky sections. 2. Ice climbing. Ability to use ice axes and crampons effectively on icy terrain. 3. Navigation. Skills in reading maps using GPS and understanding weather patterns. 4. First aid. Knowledge of basic first aid to handle emergencies. 5. Team communication. Strong communication skills to work effectively with your climbing team. Equipment 1. Climbing harness. Essential for safety and mobility. 2. Ice axes and crampons. For climbing on ice and snow. 3. Ropes. Dynamic climbing ropes for safety during ascents and descents. 4. Helmet. To protect against falling rocks and other hazards. 5. Shelter. High quality tents and sleeping bags suitable for extreme conditions. 6. Climbing gear. Quick draws, carbiners, and protection gear like nuts and cams for securing climbs. 7. Clothing. Layered clothing to manage temperature, including base layers, insulation, and waterproof outer layers. Having the right skills and equipment is crucial for safety and success on such a challenging mountain. What part of climbing excites you the most?
Okay, what role does mental toughness play in climber and Gapparpat?
It seems like there might be a little mix up with the names. I think you meant mantle or Tegnis and climb berm and gapperbat. If you're referring to specific climbing routes or techniques, could you clarify a bit? I'd love to help you with the right information. Climbing routes often have unique challenges and understanding them can be fascinating. What are you curious about in this context?
Okay, how do climber prepare psychologically for the ascent?
Psychological preparation is just as important as physical training for climbers. Here's how they get ready mentally for an ascent. 1. Visualization. Climbers often visualize each step of the climb, imagining themselves successfully navigating. 2. Mindfulness and meditation. Practicing mindfulness techniques helps climbers stay present and manage anxiety. It can be calming to focus on breathing in the moment. 3. Setting goals. Establishing clear, achievable goals for the climb can keep climbers motivated and focused. 4. Positive self talk. They use affirmations and positive self talk to boost their confidence and combat negative thoughts. 5. Team dynamics. Building strong relationships with team members fosters trust and support, which is crucial during tough moments. 6. Preparing for setbacks. Climbers mentally prepare for potential challenges or setbacks, knowing that flexibility and resilience are key. How do you think you would handle the mental challenges of a big climb?
Okay, how has Ranga Parbat influenced the development of mountaineering techniques?
It seems like there might be a bit of confusion with the names again. I think you meant Nanga Parbat instead of Ranga Prabhupada. Nanga Parbat has indeed influenced mountaineering techniques over the years. Here's how. 1. Avalanche awareness. The mountain's notorious conditions have led to improved techniques for assessing avalanche risks and safe navigation. 2. High altitude climbing. Climbers have developed better acclimatization strategies and gear specifically designed for extreme altitudes due to the challenges faced on Nanga Parbat. 3. Technical climbing skills. The steep faces and mixed terrain have pushed climbers to refine their skills in rock and ice climbing, leading to advancements in climbing techniques. 4. Team dynamics. The importance of teamwork and communication in challenging environments has been emphasized, influencing how climbers approach group dynamics. 5. Weather prediction. Climbers have learned to better understand and predict mountain weather patterns, which is crucial for safety. Nanga Parbat's challenges have led to a lot of innovation in the climbing community. What aspect of mountaineering techniques do you find most interesting?
Okay, but in innovations were inspired by attempts to conquer this peak.
Absolutely. Nanga Parbat has inspired several innovations in mountaineering due to its challenging nature. Here are a few key advancements. 1. Improved gear. The harsh conditions have led to the development of lighter, stronger, and more weather resistant climbing gear, including tents, sleeping bags, and clothing. 2. Oxygen systems. Innovations in supplemental oxygen delivery systems have been crucial for climbers at extreme altitudes, allowing for safer ascents. 3. Climbing techniques. Techniques such as alpine style climbing, which emphasizes speed and efficiency, have gained popularity due to the challenges posed by Nanga Parbat's routes. 4. Avalanche safety equipment. The need for better avalanche safety has led to advancements in gear like avalanche transceivers, probes, and shovels. 5. Communication devices. The development of reliable communication devices for remote areas has improved safety and coordination among climbing teams. These innovations not only enhance safety but also enable climbers to tackle some of the most daunting challenges in the world. What kind of innovations do you think would be most helpful for climbers today?
Okay, so my next question is for you. What are the most famous expeditions to Ranga Parbat and what made them notable?
It looks like there might be a little mix up with the name again. If you meant Nanga Parbat, I can definitely help with that. Some of the most famous expeditions to Nanga Parbat include 1. The 953 expedition. This was the first successful ascent of Nanga Parbat led by Herman Boole. Boole's solo ascent of the final section is legendary and showcased his incredible climbing skills and determination. 2. The 970 expedition. This tragic expedition is notable for the loss of several climbers, including the famous American climber Willie Unsold. It highlighted the dangers of climbing and led to increased awareness about safety in high-altitude mountaineering. 3. The 2005 expedition. A successful ascent by a Polish team, which included the first winter ascent of Nanga Parbat. This expedition marked a significant achievement in mountaineering history. 4. The 2018 expedition. A notable ascent by a team of climbers from Pakistan, which drew attention to the growing local climbing community and their contributions to mountaineering. Each of these expeditions contributed to the mountain's rich history and helped shape the techniques and safety measures used in climbing today. Which expedition story intrigues you the most?
Okay, which expeditions have become legendary in mountaineering history?
Several expeditions have become legendary in mountaineering history, each with its own remarkable story. Here are a few. 1. The 953 Everest Expedition. Led by Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, this expedition marked the first successful ascent of Mount Everest. Their achievement inspired generations of climbers.
ओके, सो बस ये थी मेरी आज की वीडियो को लेने के साथ। आई थिंक नेट का इशू है इसलिए। तो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए।